plans notwithstanding, this violates the aesthetic guidelines and obstructs the easement.
If you look here at the site map, you'll see the obstruction is temporary and fully permitted.
Blue strobes bounced off the wet asphalt while I stood in slippers, cold air biting my ankles, coffee going bitter in my mouth. 2 security guards from the HOA waved me back like I was a raccoon. Beyond them, a brand new chain link fence sliced across the mouth of our Cul De Sac, right where the kids cut through to the park. At 6:11 a.m. on May 3, 2024, I watched my shortcut to work vanish under zip ties and smug smiles. Karen, our board president with the power bun and a neon vest, barked into her radio about trespassers and liability while the smell of fresh tar and hot metal made my eyes sting. The fence rattled in the breeze like a dare. My coffee steamed, useless. This was not a memo. This was a wall. I walked up slow, palms open. I told her I live here, that people use this path for school, strollers, and scooters. She didn't blink. Her answer was a thin smile and a line about board authority and community safety. That's when I said it, because the truth needed a headline. HOA fenced off my Cul De Sac cut-through without a permit, too bad I am the engineer. She waved me off anyway. Go around, sir. The board voted. I glanced at my neighbors huddled in pajamas and hoodies, faces tilted down like they were trying not to be seen. One dad mouthed sorry. Another woman hugged her kid. The board members formed a small wall of clipboards. No one wanted trouble at 6 in the morning. They pretended I was noise. I tried the nice route first. I emailed. I called. I joined the Zoom that night at 9:00 p.m. and asked for the permit number, the fire access plan, the ADA route. I stayed civil. Karen muted me. You're not on agenda. Click. I lined up photos, emails, and call logs in a binder. The next day, I checked the city portal, and the file landed with 63 pages. I read every line, every diagram, every stamped sheet. No permit. No encroachment variance. No traffic study. An easement recorded in 1998 for pedestrians and emergency egress, in plain words, ran right through their shiny fence. My heart pounded in that quiet way only engineers know when the math is done and the answer is not about feelings. I set my line in the sand. I would use proper channels only. But I would use every one. It started with a timeline because drama loves receipts. Timeline item 1 April 5 at 4:27 a.m. false trespass call. That was the night Karen called the after-hours security because teenagers walked to watch the lunar eclipse from the park. Timeline item 2 May 3 at 6:11 a.m. fence installed. Timeline item 3 May 3 at 7:02 a.m. complaint 1 to City Code Enforcement. By noon, I had filed 8 complaints, code, planning, fire, ADA coordinator, and the council liaison. I mapped the cul-de-sac grades, snapped measurements with a laser level, and flagged the pinch point where a fire truck couldn't swing the arc. You can't block an easement, I wrote in simple terms. Easements run with the land. I added one more line because it mattered, patterns of false reports can be prosecuted. I hit send, then waited, quietly furious, like a fuse that doesn't sputter. The payoff came on a Saturday with clear sky and neighbors watering lawns. I put up a sandwich board that said Community Safety Walk 10:00 a.m. Bring questions. It wasn't a protest. It was a tour with facts. When the city inspector and the fire marshal arrived, clipboards, tape measures, calm faces, my block turned into a set. Phones came up. Kids lined scooters along the curb like tiny witnesses. I walked them to the fence, pointed to the recorded easement on my printout, and the turning radius diagram I sketched to scale. The marshal measured, frowned, then asked Karen where her permit was. She said it's pending. The inspector tapped his tablet, then said calmly no application on file. I didn't gloat. I just held the binder open so the camera could see. The trap wasn't a trick. It was the truth, in daylight, wearing a city badge. Karen tried to pivot. She said strangers were cutting through at night. One neighbor whispered into her phone he means the mailman. A teenager read comments live on a neighborhood forum. Someone typed, wait, they blocked the stroller route? The laughter started small, then spread like wind in leaves. A dad pushed his toddler's trike up to the chain link and the kid bonked it with a bell. Ding, ding. Another neighbor said into her camera timeline item 4, public humiliation at 10:19 a.m. I didn't ask for that, but it landed. The inspector asked for the lock key. Karen didn't have one. Someone wheeled a trash bin to demonstrate the tight turn and the bin stuck, scraping the metal with a long, ugly squeal. The phones caught every second. It wasn't mean. It was unignorable. Authority flipped hard but fair. The inspector posted a bright orange notice of violation, immediate removal required. The fire marshal wrote an access order and logged it with a case number. The city council aide, a calm woman in flats, collected my packet and said this will go on the record Monday at 8:30 a.m. The HOA board tried to close ranks, but the evidence didn't care about posture. When the city clerk stamped the follow-up on Tuesday, the penalty sheet came with it, $2,000 in fines, plus re-inspection fees, plus an administrative hearing if they missed deadlines. The board's insurance agent, copied on everything, emailed about exposure. By Friday, a contractor crew was back, grinding out posts, hot metal smell again, only this time the sound was like an apology. Cameras rolled. Comments kept scrolling. Even the mailman waved. After, peace came back in soft pieces. You could hear kids again, wheels on pavement, sneakers slapping, the chatter of a soccer ball getting chased downhill. The fence gaps were patched with new sod. Someone chalked a hopscotch across the exact place the chain link used to bite. Karen resigned as president 3 days later, after the board met in a room where everyone actually spoke. An older neighbor who always walked with a cane took the cut through at sunset and whispered to me, "Nice work, son." We set up a community watch that's about actual help, porch lights, names learned, dogs on leashes at 9:00 p.m., not panic at shadows. I saved the binder, but I took the Sharpies out. The last page is simple: we keep the path open. We keep each other safe. And the lesson fits on one line: power isn't louder than proof. Please follow for more HOA showdowns like this. Do you think she got what she deserves? Comment below.